Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings from ejsllc.com. This is going to be a quick little video about a Visual Studio Code tip that I think you might find useful for those of whom who use Visual Studio Code for your development work, whether that's software development or scripting and the like. Before I dive in, I want to thank returning subscribers for watching another video, as well as invite everyone, if you haven't subscribed yet, to click the subscribe button and ring the bell when you do, so you can be notified when new content comes available. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you click the like button. So what you see is Visual Studio Code, and you see a Markdown file, readme.md, and this is just for my home lab Ansible repository. Now, Visual Studio Code does some syntax highlighting for Markdown. It's pretty obvious, what's going on here, but you really don't know what's happening until you actually are viewing the Markdown, in a browser. So this is my repository here in GitLab, and you see the README file. Well, it's a bit of a pain if you're working locally on your own machine and you would need, commit changes to your Markdown file and push them up to GitLab to be able to see them. Or you can do this little tip, and I've found this works on both just by default on the Linux versions of Visual Studio Code as well as Windows. But you can go over to the file tree here, right-click your readme.md, and you can click Open Preview. And what this will do is open in another tab, basically a rendering of your Markdown. I have found this particularly useful if I'm wanting to look at differences in heading size and such. I've also found it useful for checking alignment of things like lists and the like. So probably if you're out there and you're a master of Visual Studio Code, you already knew this, but I discovered it probably about a month or so ago when I was working on something for my job, and I figured I'd pass it along to you. So just a quick way of previewing your Markdown before you actually have to commit your change and push it up to your repository. You can just right click the file and open preview, and it will give you the preview of the actual rendered Markdown. So if you found this useful, make sure you do click like, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell when you do, and I will see you the next time.